engineers. It's a windy day in my neighborhood, but I'm going to try to show you how you can create some things for your fairy tale STEM unit. And today we're going to start by using some things around the house or in the yard to create a broom for Cinderella and also a digging tool for Jack. So let's start with some things you might have around the house. You may have some straws, which work out as really great handles or levers for broomsticks. You might have one of these, which is a skewer or a giant wooden toothpick. You might have some regular toothpicks as well. Again, these make great tools for the top, the handle of your broomstick. I always like to have some things around if I'm going to attach something. So in this case, I grabbed some rubber bands. I also grabbed some tape. I always need scissors when I'm working, but if you're going to use scissors, make sure you have an adult nearby so that we don't have any accidents. And I grabbed some other things I had lying around the yard, like twigs and neat branches from a pine tree that are very soft. I wonder what I'll use those for. And I even had this plastic container left over from some gardening that I was doing yesterday. So we're going to start with Cinderella's broomstick. And I think for her broomstick, I'm actually going to use some things I found in the yard. So I found this stick and it's pretty straight, which is good. It's also a pretty nice length. And those soft branches that I found from my pine tree, excuse me, I think they are going to make a really great broom or end of broom for Cinderella. And I'm just going to use some tape because that's super, super simple. And if I want more of a broom, I can just keep adding. This one's a little tall, so I'm gonna trim it down. And I'm just gonna keep winding that tape around until I have a nice new broom for Cinderella to use. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when my kids were little, they used to like to build forts in the backyard. We live in the woods. And if you're one of those people that likes to build a fort in the backyard, or maybe you have a tent that you like to put up, you could make a larger broom and use that for sweeping out your tent or your fort. It actually works pretty well. So let's move on to Jack. So if you know the story of Jack and the beanstalk, you know that he was into planting, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to create a planting tool. So I actually have some plants here that I would like to put in a bigger pot. These are some herbs. I'm really hoping to have a nice herb garden this year. And for my pot, I actually have this old tin, as you can see, filled with dirt. So I could do a lot of different things here. I could use my hands, and in the past I have. I could use maybe a bigger stick and kind of smush around a hole in my pot. But when I do that, it kind of almost wants to fill back in. So I had another idea. This. If I cut this down with my scissors down to the point, I almost have a shovel. This point here, though, is kind of flexible, maybe not strong enough. Maybe I actually need this end, which is much more sturdy. But again, if I try to dig this way, I'm pretty close to the dirt. I need a little bit more leverage. So I'm going to take that stick and I'm going to attach my digger to the end of it. And again, I'm just going to use some tape to get that done. I think it's on there pretty secure. So now I'm just going to dig a nice hole for my herbs. In there, move some dirt around it, dig another one. Those herbs smell good already. That was some rosemary. So dig another hole. I think I'll put in my parsley. Sure, it's covered up with a nice new rich soil. Gonna have to add some water. And one of my favorites, some thyme. And I'm gonna dig my hole here. Show you my bucket, how it's coming along. I'll have to be honest, this isn't as sturdy as I'd like it. I might wanna double up on that to make it a little stronger. Otherwise, it almost wants to bend in the soil. But maybe I could have used cardboard. That might have worked for a little while. And a thicker piece of cardboard would definitely have been more sturdy. You might have heavier plastic. Like I said, I was just using whatever it was I happened to have at arm's reach. There, it's kind of coming along nicely. I don't know, I think Jack would be proud. Let me know how your garden tools turn out, and your gardens for that matter. Bye, Eagles.